you so much. Thank you for having me. And I am going to break down the money mastery system. But before I do that, I do want to share my story and my journey in hopes that it helps at least one of you out there today. So about 6 years ago, the sound of the gavel rang through the courtroom. And in that moment, the last 10 years of my life were over. My marriage came to its end and a new journey was beginning. And I remember sitting in my car crying and wondering, what am I going to do now? You see, the last 10 years, I had been a stay-at-home mom. The home was my job and the finances were his. And my husband, up to that point, had been making multiple 6 to 7 figures a year. And now there was nothing. And my daughter was 7 years old. My son was 5 years old. And I had no idea how I was going to support them, how our animals, myself, and keep my home. But amidst the uncertainty, the one thing I did know and the one thing that was true to my heart was that I wanted to stay home with my kids. I wanted to keep everything as consistent and the same for them as possible. But I did not know how to do it. But being home with them was my number one priority. It was my why, and it was my motivation. 6 years forward, and I am now a business strategy coach. It did not start that way. I did not start off as a business strategy coach. I knew not zero about business. I worked two jobs as I was building my business, and I started out in the health and wellness space. That was what I knew. That coming in, I had been out of work for 10 years, but I knew the health and wellness space because I had been a personal trainer. I had competed in bodybuilding. I'd competed in figure, and I was like, how hard can this be? Well, coming into the online world was a shock to me. It was all new. I saw all these successful entrepreneurs out there. And again, I was like, how hard can this be? But the health and wellness space had shifted. It was now very niched. There was gut health, there was keto, there was vegan. It was completely different than what I had known. So I decided to go into transformation. I was moving through a transformation myself. I really wanted to help women. So I worked with women on goal setting. And by helping them achieve their goals and manifesting their dreams and their vision, they started wanting to build businesses. And that's how my business evolved over time into becoming a business strategy coach. So now I help women create six-figure businesses that they love so they can create the life of their dreams for themselves and their families. I've heard it said that when you teach a man, they take care of their family. When you teach a woman, she educates generations. And I believe everyone who wants to have a thriving and successful business should have it. So that is my mission. Now, when I started my business, like I shared with you, I thought, how hard can this be, right? Everybody seems to be sharing how successful they are, and everybody's lives look perfect. But one thing I quickly realized is that I had a huge fear of being seen and being heard. A debilitating, paralyzing fear. And ironically, now, 6 years later, I have a podcast called Be She, where my goal is to empower women, female entrepreneurs, to be seen and heard, to shine their light in the world and share their gifts so they can create the life of their dreams through their business and also transforms lots of lives in the process. So learning that I had this debilitating fear of being seen and being heard, because as growing up as a child, I grew up that children were seen and not heard. And when I did speak, many of the times it came down with severe consequences. So luckily for me, I had hired a mentor out of the gate. Super scary starting a business, but I did it. And inside of that community was an amazing woman who saw me more than I saw myself. She saw the gifts that I had. She saw the potential that I had. And she started connecting with me through the DMs. And she reached out to me and said, I have a challenge for you. Will you accept it? And I was like, sure. What could it be? She said, great. I want you to go live right now. And your topic is my breakdown for my breakthrough. And immediately my throat closed. I started shaking. I started sweating and I started getting emotional. And she said, I will support you. I will be there, but I am across the world. I'm across the pond. She was in England. I'm in Florida. She said, it's after midnight here and I need to go to bed. So do it now. So I jumped on. And when I tell you that it was the worst live stream, the worst thing I'd ever done, the hardest thing I have ever done, I was bawling, ugly cry. I was shaking. I was hyperventilating and I was developing a migraine. I finished the live stream. I then will, she got back online. She said, congratulations, I have another challenge for you. Will you accept it? I said, sure, it can't be any worse than that. She says, fantastic. You get to go live for the next 5 days. I said, good night. I went to bed. And unbeknownst to me, and surprisingly to me, I woke up the next morning and inside that group was so much support. I had women thanking me for being vulnerable, thanking me for showing up, and now inspiring them to go live, inspiring them to step out of their comfort zone, inspiring them to show up vulnerably, because vulnerability was a huge issue for me. It was very difficult for me to be vulnerable. And the coach, one of the coaches inside that community, also did a impromptu training that day around vulnerability and around my live stream. So I invite you, step up today, do something scary, step out of your comfort zone, because you never know who that one person needs you, who that one person is that is going to be inspired by you, and who that one person you are going to transform their lives, whether you know it or not. So now I help women be seen and heard and create successful six-figure and multi-six-figure businesses through my money mastery system. And we're going to break that down because it is an acronym. And it stands for, the M stands for marketing. Many entrepreneurs and businesses that I see that don't make it or that struggle, it's not an issue. The issue isn't what their expertise is. The issue is their marketing. They don't know how to market themselves properly. So the first thing you want to do when you're in your marketing plan is be building an email list, because social media can come and go. A few years ago, social media actually went down for about 2 minutes. So you want to be making sure you're building an email list. You also want to be consistently creating content. And when it comes to creating content, connection marketing is key. Being empathetic, leading from your heart. Those that lead from your heart, that's where your engagement's going to come through from. That's how people are going to connect with you. So when you put out your content, be intentional. Am I coming from my head or am I leading with my heart? If you're leading with your head, walk away. If you're leading from your heart, put it out there. The O stands for irresistible offer, creating your offer so it's a no-brainer for your audience to want to jump in with and work with you. You're making it super easy for them to say yes to their transformation. So who is your ideal client? Getting clear with that. What is the problem you solve, and what is the result and the transformation you provide? The N stands for your network, because your network is your net worth. If your net worth isn't where you want it to be, look at your network. And know that the 5 people that you are associating with is who you are or who you're becoming. So make sure connection and collaboration is a non-negotiable in 2024. Collaboration is the new currency. So it's really important that you're creating connection with your audience, you're connecting with other entrepreneurs, and you're collaborating to get on other people's stages to grow your audience and create clients. The E is for enrollment. Getting clear on your client's vision is key. So when people get a little iffy and uncomfortable with enrollment, if you're leading with your heart again and getting tapped into your client's vision and getting your clients to tap into your vision, the enrollment process becomes super, super easy. You must be enrolled in their vision for them to be able to create that transformation. And finally, the Y stands for you, how to show up authentically. Again, it's all about connection. Be you, boo. Show up authentically. Your quirks, your uniqueness is what helps you stand out amongst the crowd. There's other people doing what you're doing. People are looking at other entrepreneurs to work with and other people in your space. By you putting your stake in the ground and showing up authentically as you is what's going to set you apart and create that blue ocean for you where you're alone and everybody is coming to work with you. So I do have a free gift for you, and I know I'm running out of time, but my free gift for you is my free gift is called Cultivate a Millionaire Mindset, and it breaks down the simple steps to creating that millionaire mindset. Because where you want to go, you need to shift your mindset. Because if you want to make a change from where you are now, your mindset gets to shift. It gets to change. So I wanted to give this gift to you to help you and support you along the way. I also have, if you are ready and you know you're ready for your next level in your business, then you can book your free Earn Your Six Figures Now call. I'd be happy to chat with you, help you set up your marketing plan for next year, and give you your next specific step to making that happen in your journey. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you, and I'm wishing you an amazing holiday season.